Many countries, including those in the Caribbean, are staying vigilant as they prepare for the repercussions of ongoing global trade conflict. With rising prices and the predictions of economic downturns, many are exploring alternative avenues for sustaining their economies, and the cannabis industry is no exception. Several Caribbean nations are advancing their efforts to legalize and license cannabis businesses. In an interview with NBC Prime, interim president of the herbal cooperative, Andrew De emphasized that there is no better time to embrace this industry, especially in light of recent actions by U.S. President Donald Trump that have contributed to the escalating cost of goods. He expressed hope that the rising cannabis industry will attract more young individuals, noting that the average age of farmers currently stands at 65.
And they would be the people who would produce food for the nation. So it's just more than the cannabis industry. They have a lot of other things that the cannabis industry will do. It will create jobs for young people. It will bring down the food import bill. It would stimulate agriculture in young people, and it would improve our food security.
De reiterated the numerous positive impacts that legalizing cannabis could have for this country. He shared that St. Lucia is currently in a decriminalized state and is on its way to full legalization. By the end of April, regulations accompanying the bill will be available for public consultation. Once the consultation process concludes, the bill will be presented to the cabinet and then to Parliament. De predicts that the bill will receive full approval by July, allowing individuals to apply for licenses to operate within the new cannabis industry. He also mentioned that the bill will include an amnesty provision for those currently engaged in the cannabis industry illegally, where they are growing, transporting, or selling cannabis. The RSA will assign officers to visit these establishments to ensure compliance within the new framework.
And what happens is that once you apply for amnesty and you get an amnesty, the police wouldn't be able to raid your field and burn your crop or take your ganja that you're selling on the street. So what would happen, these people, when they apply for the amnesty and they are granted the amnesty, they would be considered traditional cultivators and they will be treated differently to other people who are now coming in the industry and applying for license.
De noted that while St. Lucia is ahead of Dominica, it lags behind Jamaica, Antigua and Barbuda, and St. Vincent, all of which have already established their licensing and are actively growing and selling cannabis. Despite this, he believes that St. Lucia's approach is superior, as it involves the Rastafarian community, key stakeholders who have long been part of the cannabis industry. He reassured the public that this new industry is not intended for exporting cannabis overseas. Currently, no country is permitted to export cannabis. However, products derived from cannabis can be exported, provided they have proper barcoding and ingredient labeling that specifies the amount of THC. Kayla Edwin, NBC Prime.